Well, it's been a while actually, and sorry about the
Little while.
long delay, but finally we're back. I'm joined by Colin and Derek. Say hi, everyone.
Hey, oh my god,
What's
welcome back.
up?
Oh,
Welcome back to
man.
us. Welcome back to the people.
Welcome.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it's
We're
been way
back.
too
Oh my
long,
God.
man.
Too long.
knew?
Way too long.
Yeah.
2 hot minutes.
Not
Only 2 hot minutes.
2 hot minutes, or like 2 months.
Okay, 2.5,
or...
fine. That's all.
Gotcha. Oh man, but how's everyone been though?
Good.
Busy.
Busy?
Busy.
Busy. Working like crazy. How about you, Diak?
Yeah, for me it's been working, paying mortgage,
Working out.
working out.
2 kinds of work.
Yeah, kinda, I guess. But yeah, I've changed
Yeah.
a bit. I've changed a bit. Let's just keep it at that.
That's good.
That's good.
It's important.
Good
you
for
know?
you.
So how about you, Colin?
Good sometimes.
How
Oh,
about you?
I'm
Yeah.
fine. I'm not working out. I'm just working. But in a way, that's also working out. Technically.
Mm.
Yeah, technically, I'm
Technically.
willing to say that. And nothing really, I went on vacation, but that was a long time ago. I play Pokemon. Because, of course, a new game is out.
Yeah.
I'm
true,
playing
true.
heavily. Then something, a little thing happened that weekend. Very, very tiny, minuscule graduation that no one
Yeah.
no one
one's
cared
outcoming.
about.
Yeah, no one's
Nothing.
outcoming. So yeah.
Of course,
we
that timing.
Yeah, exactly. It always
Nothing.
is the case.
Maybe we'll briefly mention it.
Yeah,
here and
but
there.
it's always seemed
Maybe.
to be the shtick with her in a way or not. So yeah.
Always when it's least convenient. There are times where nothing happened. I'm very much of the opinion that since the last episode and up until October, nothing really happened. Well, little things here and there, but nothing continuously. Then October happened. Then every day there was a graduation.
Yeah, basically.
And then the gaps of where nothing is happening and then everything is happening all at once. And it won an Oscar for it. Oh no, that's the other movie.
That's the other one. Yeah.
That's the movie.
That's the movie.
That's a sentence that is going to be used for a lot of things.
Yeah,
Everything
basically.
everywhere all at once.
Yeah, basically.
And I have nothing in particular. Work. I live. I eat. Eating is important.
No,
very
true.
important.
Even though I haven't been eating that much, but okay.
Well, Yeah, I like food. I like food. I like food. You know why?
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's a local thing. Yeah, no, nothing really particularly interesting. I mean, I'm planning to move out. That's the thing. Finally, yay!
Yay!
27 years.
Yay.
I'm finally trying. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. I've been trying. But now I hope by the end of the year I finally moved out. Now, if I said it, it's probably a better incentive for me to work on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm taking my
Don't jinx
time.
it,
I'm taking my time.
Don't jinx it.
No, that's true. I also don't want to jinx it. Of course, now it's been jinxed. Now it's been jinxed. Of course.
Of
I'm gonna
course.
call the painter, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I broke both my feet or my legs. I'm like, I can't paint for you anymore." Of course, that's gonna happen. I mean, I think he actually now I say that, but I think unconsciously I remembered that he actually had a hospital incident a year and a half ago.
Wow.
I'm laughing about it too. Not because of that, but it's like, oh yeah, I say that because I remember him saying, oh yeah, he was in a hospital for a while because he broke his leg. So it's both now been jinxed and it's been happened before. It's happened before. So of course it's gonna happen again because that's my luck.
Well, yeah, you can count on it from
but I
now on.
hope-
So yeah.
Long story short, I hope that by the end of the year I finally moved out. We'll see. I hope. But I'm working on it.
Nice. How about you, Derek?
Well, I'm just trying to think about Colin's situation, man. I really hope it all goes well for you, man. But
Yeah,
I think
same.
it will.
I mean,
It'll be
knowing me,
alright.
Yeah.
one thing will go incredibly well, and then one thing will be 2 months' work for like something that will be done within an afternoon. Who knows?
How it always goes.
We'll
Yeah.
see. If it will go smoothly, I'm very happy. If there are a few kinks in the cable, you know what? That's going to happen anyway. But nothing weird, nothing too major. Who knows? I hope not. I knock on wood.
Nice.
When was our last time we did this? Trying to think.
June. I want to say June. It's either
Like-
June or July. That's the annoying thing. I've always...
9 months
I
ago
think
or so.
June.
Like 9 months ago? I
Been a
think.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A long
it's-
time.
Yep, very long time. But here we are.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I think in that time span, there's too much to talk about on my end, but I'll just keep it brief. I'll say that well, I went to America. I did a Idol live event over there with Hanako-san.
Nice.
And then I also, my girls have put out both their CDs. Well, two of my girls did. Mio and Kosami put out their CDs. Hana's
Cool.
first CD will be out
Oh
soon.
wow.
And did a ton of Idol lives. And now on Idol Underworld, I'm currently working with about 89 groups.
Wow, that's a
So,
lot.
89.
Whoa.
That is more members, more than AKB has members. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Yeah. What the
Yeah.
Maybe
FF?
just by 1 or 2. I think they have like roughly 80.
Jeez.
I'm so excited to even talk about this, even though I should probably say this for the end, but I'll say it again at the end anyways. But also, I've been very, very busy organizing this year's like upcoming events, including maybe doing overseas tours in Europe. I'm hoping.
Oh wow.
But the most important thing is my birthday live event. I'm doing it. I've done 2 birthday live events for myself. Then last year I skipped, didn't have the money. But this year I had a sponsor help me, a good friend, and
nice.
so I'm having it at Shinjuku Loft, which is like a 500 capacity venue. There's going to be 2 stages, about 45 groups, all for my birthday event. So and it's going to be live stream all over the world too. So that's huge, and I'm really working my butt off for that, and yeah, doing that and preparing for that. Actually, that whole weekend we're trying to do. What we're gonna do that show, then that's on a Friday because that's a holiday in Japan.
Oh,
And on Saturday we're doing an off-kai for fans, and then Sunday Miho's producing a live event that has artists like bands, idols, comedians all day at Sugamo Shishio, and it's gonna be like the whole weekend. The reason why we're doing it is because we want foreign fans to come, so we're trying to get overseas fans to have like a reason to come in August to go attend those 3 days. And so far we have a couple foreign fans that have bought their tickets to come, but also too it's just I don't know, it's paid for, at least the first day's paid for, so I've been really focusing my efforts on getting that done. Plus Miho's new photo book's coming out, Hana's first CD's coming out, Miho's got another CD coming out, so it's like just endless stuff. But it's been good. It's been fun. I made MVs too. I made Hana-chan's music video. I actually filmed that myself. I did everything myself.
Oh wow, nice.
And then Miho put out her second music video, Come On, which is a little more sensual. That was also done by Izumi-san, my longtime collaborator with a lot of things. So yeah, just been busy, very busy.
Oh.
A little bit busy. Nah, it's just it's
Yeah,
over in a day. No, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's cool, man.
Jeez, I can't even imagine your daily schedule, man. Oh.
It's ridiculous. I mean, just even in our prep time here, I was getting like messages from idols online. I got messages from idols on my phone. Producers, it's insane, dude.
Oh my
but
God.
It's cool. I'm happy to do this though because we haven't done it in a long time, and it's still really fun to talk about this stuff, and it's also interesting and like good to keep in connection because I hope someday I'll get to see you guys in Japan or I'll get to go to Europe and see you guys, and it's always good to connect with people,
Exactly.
So I'm happy to do it. It's good to take time out from all this. So
that too.
Glad to be here.
Yes. Oh man, but a lot has happened actually MV wise. So Colin.
That is true. That's true. If there's one thing that has been consistent, it's MVs. I think every group has at least produced one. So there you go. I think 2 groups have like 2 things.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's just the groups,
Exactly.
Even an occasional. But I'm already throwing a disclaimer out there. We're not gonna do everything.
No, exactly.
Sorry about that.
That would have been
impossible.
Yeah. Otherwise, this recording is going to be like 5 hours or something like that, 6 hours.
Oh yeah.
So let's not do that.
That's too long. Even if it's just the 3 of us, that's still a bit too long. So apologies if we miss an MV. Anyone who wants to talk about an MV that we didn't talk about, please share. Please do. We selected just the MVs that gave the most, that we got the most out of, that something to talk about, positive, maybe, little things here and there. But that was something we've always done. It's always
it's always been our style,
interests us.
So, yeah.
But not everyone. I've had to dispute that so many times. If I got €1 for that every time I had to dispute that,
you would have been rich.
I would have bought AKB by now and would have run the place myself.
Yes, you would have.
But it happens. But not everything. Apologies. We'll try our best, and we hope to talk about the ones that we get the most positive things out of. We've always wanted to be positive.
Yeah, let's just do our own thing, I would say. So yeah.
So what was the first thing? We're gonna talk about the big girl, the original.
Yeah, let's go for it, I would say.
AKB.
Was it-
I mean AKB with that. I mean AKB.
Let's give honor. Let's give respect to AKB since they're first. Let's make them first. Sure.
Yeah.
The
Go ahead.
OGs.
The OG.
So-
The OGs.
Fun part.
The OGs.
I think in October they announced, finally number 60, the 60th single.
Yep.
They did it in the live stream, and we weren't doing an episode, but I still was asking myself, okay, who would they pick for center? And of course, there's always the expected 3, maybe, but I always have a 4th one, and that's the one you don't see coming. Even then, I'm like, maybe that girl or that girl or that girl. And the one who got ultimately picked is a great example of what I did not see coming, and I didn't even think about. Chiba
Iri-chan.
For
Yes.
Hisashiburi no lip gloss.
Yes.
I just always refer to it as lip gloss.
Lip gloss.
That got released in October, I want to say, maybe in November.
Yeah,
anyway,
something like
20 members, I think. Something around that time. That's the unfortunate downside of
Yeah,
having
exactly.
the gap that we have.
Yeah.
Where it's like timing wise, you can't even frankly not place it anymore. But Lip Gloss was released eventually. 20 members. It's a little small, I think. Maybe I forgot the exact number. I'm sorry about that. But what I do know is that a 17 Gen member got selected.
Yep.
For the Senbatsu. Sato Kiyara's sister, Airi, I think. So that's cool. They tried to at least put in the new members, and it's a fun MV, very summery. Rondi, you compared it to another MV, and you're gonna say which one it was, because
Yes.
I immediately agreed with you.
Yes, because even though the settings might not be the same, or about color-wise or like atmosphere-wise, I would say this MV is a lot like #Sukinanda.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first
I
thing
joked. Sorry.
it was the first thing that popped into me when I first saw that particular MV. Story-wise, it might be something completely different, but if I were to go with color grading and atmosphere-wise, it's definitely #Sukinanda.
They're very close to one another. I joke with you that it was essentially produced on the other side of Okinawa.
Exactly. I was like, what part of
It fits
Okinawa they use for this
thematically.
one?
It fits. It looks rather similar, the color aesthetics. I'm like, it has this somewhat of a similar summery vibe. I think Sukinanda is totally summer, and Lip Gloss is summer.
Almost summer, yeah. I would
kind of
say.
like. But so okay. One thing I don't like, and it's unfortunate I don't like it, but I was like, oh, don't do this. So I like it overall. I'll get to that more in a second. But I didn't like the presentation. I've seen the MV a few times already, so I'm very set on it. But I didn't like how it was presented. I didn't like the three-way screens because I think it took away from the girls, it took away from some focus, and it took away from the scenery. Because when they all dance and there's that water background, I want to see that in full screen view and not in a snippet.
Exactly.
I tried to give it a chance, but I just it feels more like a college or a vlog / college. We did this and this and this at the same time. I wanted more something full view, the girls dancing, because I love the settings. The costumes I really liked. It's visually very pleasant. It's the most pleasant MV from AKB since even before Corona, even before Shitsuren Arigato.
Yeah.
This is more my alley. I like the look of it, but its presentation, and even the worst part, and maybe people will give me a little bit of flag of this, I think it undermined Eri. Because I had to look for her.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of something's happening here, something's happening here, something is happening here.
There was too much going on. There was too much going on, basically.
It's too much going on for me to be like enjoying it fully, but I still like it. I unfortunately also feel this. One other unfortunate thing is that the song doesn't have a hook.
No.
Not compared to some other songs that we might be talking about. It needed a hook for me. And then I would have totally enjoyed it, even away from the visual aspect of it. Like I could buy that if I'm in the car and I'm listening to music. I'm not thinking of the visuals in particular.
No, true.
So I want to listen to the song. It needed for me, a hook, something good that hooks you in. That really was something that it missed. Other than another visual style. You know, I would even though I have more cons to say about this, I still prefer it over the predecessor single with Honda. I do, even though I think that one is put together a little bit better to my liking, but I still like this a little bit more. So that's a fun comparison. But it's pleasant. I'm very glad that they did a summary song again. Eri does quite well. Again, I didn't see it coming. Was quite surprised. But you know what? Good that they surprised me. That's good. You know, AKB quite needed that if you ask me.
Yeah, true.
So overall, I still very much say that it's a very pleasant, perfectly serviceable. Well, more than perfectly serviceable MV.
Yeah,
exactly.
That feels AKB. I think it feels
very, very AKB-ish.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, for me personally, it worked, but the problem with the presentation was indeed you had to actually look for Eri, and basically Eri has been let down by the whole presentation of it, because color and atmosphere-wise the MV was spot on, but due to the fact they wanted to do like the triple background and such, it was like, no, don't do it, just keep it simple, just keep it at the group, take a wide shot with area in the middle, and that works most of the time, but don't do the extra unnecessary stuff, because really those parts of the MV, it felt unnecessary and it wasn't needed, and it just degrades from having the focal point on Eri in the center. So songs of advice, it was good, it is good for background noise, but it's not something like I want to put on and I need to listen to it on a daily basis, I would say. But if it's on, I would listen to it, or I would drive around for it if it's on the radio. But it's almost there, but it's just not there yet. It's not just
I vibe
there.
with that.
Yeah. But overall, it was enjoyable, but it is almost good, but it's possible. I would
it's
say.
an unfortunate choice that they made.
Exactly.
It's at least I will acknowledge. Now you say it, I will acknowledge that it's different. You know. So they're trying something else, but for me, and as it shows DX, it doesn't quite click. But maybe I hope that there was at least someone else who kind of felt the same. But because the song got a lot of praise from people. That's great, and I hope that someone else, that I'm not the only one who kind of has that opinion.
Yeah. How about you,
So
Derek?
I'm kind of glad for at least one.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's good.
No, I honestly, I think Colin nailed everything. But for me, it's like, to be honest, I didn't even know Chiba Eri was in it because I couldn't get past Hitomi Honda's hair. It was so bright.
Yeah.
that also perfectly fit the aesthetic of Kimi. That's very true.
Yeah, like it was like blinding, and it's also interesting that she's the smart one to actually stick out from all these girls by just simply dyeing her hair. I think about the genius of that move on her part. It's like, wow, that's pretty smart of you, he told me. But no, the thing is, you know, it's a return to form, I'd say, on some level. It certainly has all the usual trappings of an AKB song, so I think the praise is coming from that nostalgic feeling I think a lot of people got when they heard it. But like you said, Colin, for me, it just has no hook. If it had a hook, I would probably have loved the song. MV, I can go either way. I thought same thing, #Sukinanda. But I'm going to go nice. I'm going to take it easy because it's the first time we're back. I'm not going to be as critical as I normally am. But I will say, I'm going to be nice to say, it's 60 singles. That's not even counting B-sides. You're gonna tread over some familiar ground. Even the great legends of musicians will eventually start hitting the same things over and over again. I can't go too hard on them. At the same time, yes, I can, because they're a big corporation and they got the money to hire creative people to do completely different things for them. However, it's Japan and tradition reigns supreme, and the slightest changes in things is often met with a lot of resistance, hesitation, non-acceptance. So keeping it very familiar and making the same song over and over again, that's not necessarily a bad thing in the eyes of people here, I would say. You have to also understand this song was made by Japanese people for Japanese people, not for us. So that's sort of something to keep in mind with this song, is like, for the Japanese fans, it probably pleased them very well, I would say. For anybody else who's actually listened and followed AKB's career quite extensively, such as us, and is not thinking about it with the Japanese mindset, yeah, it's like, all right, guys, you've already done this song, except you've done it better before, and that's been your problem for the past several years.
Yeah, exactly.
If if I could just expand on the hook thing, though, I mean, let's take 3 really great songs by AKB. Let's take Closer to Fortune Cookie. Right away at the very beginning, you have dun 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 dun. I mean, you hear it once, you remember it. Let's take Heavy Rotation.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Da 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 da. I want you. I mean, it's like instant you love. And then if you can take another one, like Everyday Katusha, it's like dun 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 dun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh,
I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like hook. I mean, right away you're getting slammed with the best part of the songs. And if the beginning of this song was supposed to be the best part, nope, didn't work. Not at all. I can't even remember a single thing from that song, except it was bright. Tommy's hair was hitting me in the face.
Yeah,
that's it. and you, Karen, look wonderful because she looks like she hasn't aged a day since she started AKB. I swear to God.
Sometimes I wonder if Yukine is secretly a vampire or not, because how long has she been at this point?
She might be.
I mean, it's confirmed now. It's canon. It's canon.
It's canon. It has to be. That's it. I mean, I think Colin really nailed it though, so exactly. I don't really have to go into it more than that.
So yeah, because there's another MV that you found particularly interesting.
Well, JKT just released another MV actually about an hour ago, and
oh yeah, of course, perfect timing.
Too.
Thank you.
Exactly. For once, we're not being trolled by the 48 world, I would say, but
that's true.
But when I saw the MV for the new song, I kind of lost the Japanese name because it's on the Japanese single as always, but I kind of forgot which one it was.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about the new era performance.
Yeah, the
literally
Oshiba,
released like
Oshiba,
2 hours ago.
Yeah, Oshiba something.
Yeah, it's the butterfly and the sensual duet. Everyone knows that one. I forgot the name too.
Exactly.
But you know, when you hear it, you know it's that one.
Yeah, it's basically when I heard it, it was like, oh, it's this song. And then I saw the MV, and I was like, whoa, I'm so glad I'm watching this, not for my work, but at home, because, man, I would have been in trouble.
Well, fortunately, you could have gotten a lot worse.
Well, true, but still.
Compared to that, it's still on the safer side. But it's very sensual.
It's very sensual. I was like, wow, they actually made an MV that complements the original song itself. I was like, not bad. But the song wise, it's, you know the song. If you hear it once, you always hear that. I'm strictly going over by the MV, and I really like the Arabian Night style of music they went with. And I was like, wow, this is so sensual. I was like, it's not something you should work outside, I would say. But overall, I really enjoyed the MV though. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed that one. How about you, Derek? Or do you want to go last?
Yeah. No, I'll go now because I think. Well, I just want to say JKT. They hit it out of the park twice. For different reasons. So we'll talk about the other one, but this one that you're talking about, obviously, it's the old AKB song. That's the really sexy duet.
Yeah.
Who did it? The old who was it? Colin was it?
Koji Haru. I want to say Koji Haru, but who that other one would be?
Who else was the other person? Takamina?
Maybe.
Takamina? No. I know there was a version with Okada Nana and Mireya Mayuri, but what?
I'm gonna search for it in the meantime.
It was something Mashida, but I completely forgot the name though.
Right. But... So I mean, I also, if I'm correct, the older version did not have the extra Arabian stuff in it.
Not as far as I know.
Correct.
Not as far as I know.
Okay. Because like the song veered off into that towards the end when they started doing the whoa dance.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, oh, okay. I gotta be honest. I like the new interpretation. It certainly worked for me. As a man, I have no complaints. As somebody who really loves like that song, I'm not a big fan of that song. I shouldn't say I love it, but it's part of the old classic AKB when like they couldn't do no wrong. Every song they did had a hook or something good to it, and they did it in their own way. And JKT is on freaking fire, man.
Ever since the new era,
Oh yeah,
it was good. Who is the center of this? Did we know the girl? Do we have any name that we're familiar with here?
No.
I don't know anybody in the group. I don't know anybody.
It's been too long since I last watched JKT. So
right?
Yeah, it's more like I really need to get into everything again. So
I want to know her name.
This got released like 2 hours ago, so we didn't quite check on it. So it's an excuse.
No, but that MV, man, wow. I'm just gonna say wow.
Well,
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was just gonna finish by saying that I think that it's certainly a nice, refreshing take on a very old song that was sensual to begin with. They upped that sensuality times 10, and then on top of that, it's JKT. I guess I would expect it from them. Is that right to say? Isn't like their part of the world not so like that? Like
I think so, yeah.
Open?
Yeah,
we live in new times, so who knows? I don't. But it was good. I very much enjoyed it. Colin, what about you?
I finally found a name. Oshiabe to Meshibe to Yoru no Chocho. So the stamen, the pistil, and the evening butterfly. Originally performed, I was totally wrong, but once I say it, you were like, of course it's them.
Metan?
Kasai Tomomi and Ohori Megumi.
Metan, I knew it.
How could we forget that? The two, of course. Duh.
Makes sense.
That makes sense. But no, but I swear to God, Koji Haru did it too.
100%. I'm willing to die on that hill. One time she absolutely did, but when, of course, Stage 48 doesn't mention that, but it only mentions the stages or the theaters, I should say. So maybe Koji Haru once did it on a concert.
Yeah,
and
might
of
be,
course not.
I think.
No, there's of course the concert units later. Aha. Maida Atsuko, Kojima Haruna.
There you go. There you go.
When was this concert? In 2009.
Oh jeez.
Oh, it's on the cover for it. So we might have been thinking about that one. There you go.
Super old school there. Okay, thank you. This guy was gonna bug me, man.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm like, of course. Maybe she's done it even more times, but at least Stage 48 confirms one time on a concert. Probably we've seen the concert. But I'm going, my opinion is going to be the same as the rest. I think it's a great MV. I love the well, as Randy put it, the Arabian Nights influences. I really like how sensual it is, like the original, but in a different style. And an impression that I had, I don't want to say this is picture perfect, but this is kind of my desire, what I wanted to see with the Indian version of 48 when they still had a chance of coming and then they had to stop. This is kind of what I saw them doing, like a little. Bollywood is not like this, but kind of the same style, like a similar style to what, for example, I think BNK did with. Well, it's an original song. Anyway. Kind of like their own cultural influences within the song, and I think this was a good example of what would have been. Even away from that notion, I still think this is a great MV. I like it more than the previous one and the second one they did. The first New Era is absolutely fantastic. That's also a hill I'm willing to die on. But this is even better for me than the second one, because I will remember this a little bit more. Second one was good too, but this is better for me. It's great. I'm really happy that they continued this. I hope they didn't do it in the meantime when we were on the break, because otherwise, yikes. I apologize.
Yeah,
I only knew this because DX shared this. So it's. I'm sorry. I should have because I do like the original New Era, and I should have paid better attention to it. I will admit. But yeah, this is wonderful. I like it, but it's not the best thing that JKT has done. Shall we go to the next one? Because I'm pretty sure that now I've heard Derek say it, we'll probably have the same opinion about it. I'm gonna say it. Flying High is absolutely fantastic. Yep. My pick for the best song of the year in 2022. Not sure how the other two guys maybe share the same opinion. Maybe they will say the same. But I absolutely think it is fantastic. Talking about a hook.
Yeah.
This is a hook I will remember. Mm-hmm. I did not listen to the song today. I looked to it yesterday, still got it. Whereas with Lip Gloss, I watched it before we did it, and sorry, Lip Gloss. If I have only room for one song, and it's Flying High. When this first got released, I saw Flying, and I thought they were doing Flying Get. I'm like, wait, what? I thought they already did. So, maybe slightly odd name aside, I think this is great. I love the visual style. The song is very catchy. I like the sound. I like the energy. It's colorful. Such a good beat. I even like the choreography.
Yeah,
not something
same.
I'm prone to enjoy. Well, it's not what I typically go for. But even that was catchy. Can a dance be catchy?
Definitely is.
I'm
Yeah,
saying it
definitely
is.
can be. Yeah.
My only thing, I don't like this particular electronic sound to it. Not a huge fan of that. No, don't know how to describe it, but maybe someone can understand what I mean with that. It's a slight electronic. No, I want to say techno, but I mean technical, electronical sound to it. I'm not overly fond of. Even then, I would still say it's a 9.5 out of 10, and this would have still been easily, without a doubt, my favorite song of the year. An original song by JKT. It is maybe not my favorite thing of all time, but from 2022, without a doubt, the best thing. I might even say 2021, to be honest. It's fantastic. I loved it.
Wow. No.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, when I first went into it, I was like open-minded. It's another JKT original. They seem to be doing those a lot lately, except for the last released an hour ago. But before that, it was most of the time original songs, and I was like, I don't know what to expect. So I just clicked on the link and was like, I already got into it before the whole. Because for me, I quite enjoyed the the dance. I am having a hard time with words today. with words today, but I really like the choreography from this. From this MV. It sucked me in, and then listening to the song itself is like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And for original creation, I think it's a slam dunk for me personally, because I'm still listening to it today. Actually, I just listened it on the way home back from work, basically. So I really enjoyed that song. And I would even, as far to say the same with Colin, it's the best song of 2022 for me personally. So
yeah, well, I mean, in terms of everything that we're listening to, or that we agreed to listen to, I mean, I haven't heard much else, honestly, because I mean, I'm so far in the the Chica idol verse that it's rarely I hear anything major anymore unless it like really breaks through, But I'm in agreement. It's the best thing I've heard out of all these by far. That hook and that chorus is so good, and the high, it's so catchy. It's well written. The electronic stuff, yeah, I understand what Colin's saying there. I think to add to that, my only gripe is that it's like a total K-pop song. It's not J-pop even.
Probably maybe that.
It's 100% K-pop. But it has like all the trappings of a K-pop song. The only thing that's missing, I think, is kind of like the solo rap part that a lot of K-pop idols do.
Oh, thank God.
But you could have threw it in there and it would have fit. It did have a bit of the song structure of idol songs from Japan. I'll give it that. But it did it in a K-pop fashion. I'm not complaining. It's just you can't. I don't think you can really call this a J idol song strictly in a kira sense. Like it definitely veers far away from that. But two things are okay with this. Number one is JKT. They're not Japanese. So yes, they're flying the AKB banner, but this is an original song, which means it's how the JKT girls feel. Now, what they feel, I think the door is open for them. They can do whatever they want, because I don't know who they think they are. I don't know what their identity is. And if they want to choose elements of K-pop, mix it with some J-pop style, that's their choice. They can do it. I have no problem with it. The second thing to add to that would be K-pop's really popular, like it's so vastly huge at this point. I can count on a couple of hands how many times, like, for example, K-pop groups have been on like late night television shows in America versus J-pop. Like nothing
basically.
I don't know either. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, Twice, Blackpink, Girls' Generation, all been on late nights in America. Baby Metal. That's about it.
That's about
it. So, and then I don't even know if you can count that. So the thing is like when I think about JKT, that's the that's the accessible sound that they chose to go for with the original. Makes sense. It's easily accessible in the world. It's going to appeal worldwide to so many people. And on top of that, the hooks in K-pop songs tend to be very, very like boom, strong, like hits you right over the head. Or they're very creative in a lot of cases. Again, with Japan, it's more about tradition. It's more about sticking to what's familiar. That makes sense. It's collectivist society versus JKT. I'm not sure what their background is culturally over there, but I would say it just feels somehow more appropriate that they would choose a K-pop gloss for an original song. And I'm not. It's a gripe, but it isn't. I just put that out of my head. I just listen to them as a group of girls singing a good song. And to that effect, they achieved it by far. That hook, I mean, I'm a sucker for hooks.
Yeah.
I got a hook. That's why I love the AKB early first gen AKB, because 24 songs in a row had unbelievable freaking hooks that just didn't even seem human. And it's like whoever wrote those songs, geniuses, pure genius. And so this kind of has that feeling of like, oh, this could go somewhere if they want to go that direction. Maybe not necessarily fly the AKB banner, because I don't think it's very true to that. But I also say maybe, who knows? It's 2023.
Yeah,
I think the door is open. Also, one more thing. I live in the Chica Idolverse. Every freaking genre is represented there to no end. There's even line dancing idols. There is K-pop idols that are calling themselves J idols. It's all for the taking. So in that sense, I accept it, because in my everyday goings, I see it all. There's groups that still do Kira, like tons and tons, hundreds, thousands even. And I'm not making that number up, but like there's a lot of groups that do a lot of different things that I work with that you'd be like, wait, that's idol, and it somehow works. It works because it fits the construct of like what a lot of Japanese idol songs follow, but they just do it in a really different way. So I'd have to listen to the song a couple more times to see if that's actually what's happening there at JKT. But my first impression was, yeah, this is definitely a K-pop influence. Yeah, not necessarily a big problem. It's just, does it really adhere to something that I could call a J-pop song? And that's being overly reaching, I guess. If I have to pick a point. Other than that, everything else amazing. Like I have zero complaints. JKT knocked out of the park twice. That's a 2-run shot for them in this game, and they won the game with it. So as far as I'm concerned, kudos to anybody who likes JKT. Your girls crushed it this time. Totally crushed it. Kudos to JKT.
Ooh, nice.
Go Jakarta. Yeah, ditto. Got nothing to add to that. It's great. Is there any next MV? Is there any MV, Derek, that you also like to talk about? That for better or worse? I hope better, but you never know. That's fine. That stuck out to you?
Not stuck out, but I was kind of just felt like, oh, okay, it's HKT's video. I thought it wasn't bad. It was them. I liked the video. I liked they were all in the house. I liked they were all, kind of going a little lo-fi, a low budget compared to like AKB's crazy ass video they did with all the screens and everything. But it worked. It worked for them. I liked it. And again, the song is no hook at all, but the girls made me smile.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the MV. If that could make sense. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's basically my take on it.
Yeah, for me, the HKT song, the MV itself felt like a goodbye for Nako, since graduation is coming up in April, I think. And the whole MV just oozes on saying goodbye to Nako, which is quite fitting because, well, for me, this was one of the few times we saw the beginning of an idol, as I can say, all the way growing up to the ace of HKT, then transfer temporarily to K-pop, then go back to HKT, and then see her say her farewells, basically. So basically, you saw career. You saw the complete life path of one of the idols, and I think that's awesome. And the whole MV just oozes that, because everyone was preparing to say goodbye in about 2 or 3 weeks with her graduation concert. So I'm not sure how I'm going to hold up, because, well, Nako is one of my favorites in HKT. So yeah,
I remember we did the So Thank You stuff. You were always rooting for Nako.
Yeah. So this is going to be hard for me. It's about the same level as Takamina for me personally. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm not sure how I'm going to feel. But Colin, how about you?
I mean, no, that's good to feel like that. I mean, of course. I mean, when is her concert? I know she announced in October.
I think it was April 1st, but I'm not sure.
I would have maybe remembered April 1st. Maybe it's somewhere in the back of my mind. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things. I think AKB is also having a concert, so maybe I'm forgetting, or maybe it's on the same day. Who knows? But actually, about HKT, I have actually the same opinion. The house is the MVP. I thought the house was great. I wanna go there. Yeah. I wanna visit that house. Very colorful. I like how unconventional it was. Wasn't a regular house, you know, but the way it felt alive. In particular, what I liked about it, there are at least 2 times where they have a drone. I'm assuming it's a drone. I'm pretty sure it's a drone, and it goes through the house in a continuous take that lasts like over 30 seconds. Not huge long. But the way that it's shot, it's so dynamic. Yeah. It's so colorful because the entire house is colorful. It is, but it also feels at a certain point, you know, too technical in a way. But at a certain point, instead of going that dynamic, it kind of stops. It goes a little bit like a robot, like down. That's not an issue, by the way. It's just that it makes it more interesting. It makes it even more weirdly dynamic because it's not stale, the same thing, the same flow. Yeah, it makes it a little bit cooler. There's a word for it. I'm not finding it, but I really like that because the house is just great. You know, so many nooks and crannies and things. Yeah, and the girls, they had to be on time for everything, so they could do their thing, you know, not to be, you know, but they had a thing to do and they did it as well. Really quirky, really liked it. But similarly, the song itself, I liked the opening and the ending. It's kind of what Derek earlier said with Everyday Katyusha and those songs. Those openings, I'm like, there's something there. Yeah, more so than Lip Gloss. I'm like, the music in and of itself, I will remember the opening and the beginning. That's the same thing. The opening and the ending, it's the same musical piece. I really like that. If the song had like a hook, it could have been great. And the other thing about this MV, this the X said a little bit. This did more favors for Nako than it did for Eri. With this, I absolutely knew it was about Nako. They made that quite clear with her solo dances at all. Also, the dances on the top of the house, I also really liked. I thought it was really cool.
Oh, small update.
It was cool. Yeah.
Small update.
I liked it.
Graduation concert is April 1st in Yokohama Pacifico.
See, there you go. See, you knew it was on that day. I'm pretty sure AKB has a concert there too. But either way, not just inside of the house, outside of the house, I really like too. And it had made Nako front and center. Something that I unfortunately feel Lip Gloss didn't quite do. Yes. So I'm glad for a good send-off. She actually gets something that at least the MV. For me, I like the MV a little bit more than JKT's. Maybe, you know, I like the house a lot. But you know, given that I'm moving out, maybe that's the reason why I'm a little bit more interested in the house. Even though I don't think I would be able to afford it. I think lots of people have. It's probably maybe owned already, if not a piece, a museum piece or whatever, something to be visited. Anyway, house is cool. The song itself, but it's a really good send-off. At least better around Nako than Lip Gloss is for Eri. That's for sure. That's it.
Very well put.
Very well put, yeah. So, Colin, was
very well put.
Colin, was there another video you were interested in talking about? Because I think there was one from BNK, I think, which was produced by Okada Nana and Yuri.
That's true. They technically did 2. The other one was 0 Hour Days, but I'm going to talk rather about Believers, released in August. And this is, it even says, it's the 12th single, but it's original for that. Well, it's not the first original thing they did, but it's an original single where it even says so in the description, lyrics by Okada Nana. And I do know that Murayama Yuri did the choreography, but unfortunately I don't think it's listed there. You know, I didn't see it. Okay. But it's fine. We pretty sure that that's the deal, so we'll go with that. I liked it. I didn't love it. Likewise, I like the MV a lot. It's colorful. It's really nice to look at. The costumes I really like, the purple ones. This again, I kind of have the same opinion about everything with the exception of Flying High, where I like the sound of the song, but similarly, it's not quite doing it for me in terms of having a hook. I also unfortunately think that it's a little too long. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, it's like 4.5 minutes, and I'm like, hey, you could have maybe cut it short by 30 seconds or so, because it didn't because it lacked a hook. I didn't quite catch on to the song, and I felt the 4.5 minutes. It made it a little bit long, but that's me. The other MVs didn't quite have that problem, but this one, not a problem, but a thing I noticed. Come to think of it, the lyrics, even though Okada Nana made them, I didn't pay attention to them. I don't normally ever care about lyrics. Maybe I should have checked it out by this. It's true, I didn't think of it. I'll be honest. I'm sorry. But kind of should have, given that that was kind of what the thing was going to be. It was announced, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember when, that Okada Nana and Miri would be producing it more so. So I should have looked into that. Should have, but I didn't. Sorry. But also one cool thing, and that's all that I have to say about it, is that I did like how it was set in Japan, and they ended on the AKB theater, that they were staying there, like not a vacation, but like going out in Japan, in Akihabara, and then go to the theater as an end. I almost expected, like Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man, to Mion come out of the theater and be like, yo, what's up?
That would have been awesome, yeah. That would have been awesome, actually, yeah.
I think Mion, because she's the general manager, of course,
True.
but given that Okada Nana and Yuri, they made it, it would have been something if they came out of the door, because they made it seem like that. Maybe that's me, but they very much wanted to convey, like, someone is coming, like a cool cameo. That would have been nice. But the thought of it, the symbolism, I still liked enough, so I'm like, you know what? In my mind, someone came out, or Nakanishi Shiori just being very funny. That would have been.
That would have been funny, actually. Yeah, same.
Just,
hello.
Yeah. Maybe them being a little disappointed. That would have been comical.
I like that.
Yeah,
because they were like, we wanted someone else. Nothing against Shiori, of course. I love Shiori. If I were to make like a Kami 7 right now, Shiori would probably be in it. That's also because a lot of members left, so I have more room, but it's also because I genuinely like Chiori. She's funny, pretty, so whatever. I mean it as a well-intentioned joke. But yeah, that is well made. It was one of the last ones that had the original BNK members, because they all graduated in October. Every day there was another graduation. Like, it was almost comical that every day there was.
Yeah, basically then it's this one,
then
this one, then this one. Yeah,
it's like, I think I made like the first one was on October. Mobile was the first, and then Kaimuk was like on the second, and then up until November it was like, hey, now Pupe is also gone, and it's like, wow. And then they had that concert, which was great. So at the very least, one of the last songs that the first generation did, the fantastic first gen members that I love, it's at least a pleasant MV where I'm like, you know what? I like it. I'm glad that we have at least this.
Exactly.
So that's all about Believers.
Believers, yeah.
I almost wanted to say Believers.
Let's not go there.
Nothing against Bieber, of course. I think the last couple of years he's been doing great. But it is sometimes I talk aloud and I don't think, but that's good. That's kind of my humor too. That makes it more authentic. That's it. Lovely MV.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more in that sense. Wait, I actually met Chiori, at a handshake, and I have to be honest. She is drop dead gorgeous. Like, AK Bingo didn't do her any favors with always making her look the way she did.
Exactly.
But like, I met her in person, and because I had to meet her. It was like one of those handshake events you could meet a bunch of members all at once, and like I met her, and I was just like, oh my god, like you are, like you can't understand it till you're actually in front of her. You know what I mean? Like, she's very pretty. No, she's very beautiful, very funny, and she's true to her nature. Absolutely. Yeah, she's very funny. This is the MV for BNK, yeah.
Yeah, one of two. Yeah, sure.
It's where they were they were in Tokyo.
Yeah,
they were. Is that the one I'm thinking about? They were kind of doing the whole touristy thing.
Yeah.
Like it was, again, I wasn't particularly fond or concerned with the actual song itself because it was an AKB song, yeah or no? Am I getting that wrong?
I think it was an original. It was an original song, I think, yeah.
It had the markings of an AKB song though, so I was happy about that. I felt it was a really, really good way to get Thai fans to come to Japan because like it couldn't have been a better tourist video. And not saying that in a bad way, it sounds like I'm being negative, but it was just more like it showed you how much fun this country can be and how much exciting it can be when it's like a bunch of really cute idols running around and just doing their thing. And it's something I actually see here, you know. I see remnants of that, so I can understand why Japanese girls would want to produce this for them in a sense. Just I'm not even talking about just Okada, just in general, Japanese girls want to do it, and they would want to show what they see and their feelings and like what makes them happy and stuff. Like even the part where they're throwing the money in and praying at the place, it was like everybody from the youngest person in Japan to the oldest does that. And so I really liked that. I really liked the fact that it celebrated Japan. It celebrated Tokyo. And interesting coming from BNK. And that was what struck me the most out of this. Why celebrate Tokyo when you're from Bangkok, Thailand? So I didn't quite understand that connection. Again, it was made by Japanese girls, and I guess it makes sense. They want to show what's familiar and fun to them here, and have these BNK girls transplanted to do it. Sure, no problem. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm just saying it was interesting. I thought it would have been cool if they did it the other way around. If they showed me Bangkok and all the amazing things that everybody does in Bangkok.
I can imagine.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when I watched the video myself, it was like, this is nice, like a nice round trip because they're showing everything that Tokyo has to offer. But it's more like, is this MV meant as a tourist, like a tourist campaign or something like that?
Yeah.
But it would have made sense if they had the same concept, but have it take place in Bangkok and show everything.
Totally.
Well,
because it's BNK.
Yeah, exactly. That would have made
it. Yeah. Like don't get me wrong, you take these Thai girls coming to Tokyo, this might be what they'd experience, have a good time doing. I totally get that component. Like I get that idea. But I just think I mean again, maybe as somebody who doesn't know much about Bangkok, sadly, or Thai in general, I would love to see what girls there do, what they have fun doing, and not think about the stereotypes that are horribly associated with Thai.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
No, and I won't even go there. But I'm saying like it's stereotypes. There's certain ones I don't want to think about. I want to know what the real Bangkok is like. I want to give Thai people and Thai culture a chance. And I thought it'd been better the other way around. But again, I'm not complaining. It was beautiful. Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, this is my life here. Like the more positive side, all the things they did. I've done a lot of those things, you know. I've been to temples. I've done all that. And yeah, I was shaking my head. Yeah. But it didn't also invoke to me any sense of like, like I'm gonna need this song in my life and replay it over and over again and have value to it. I'm judging it strictly on the MV because again, musically, it did what it did. It's good. I'm not gonna bash it. BNK is always the great, the good child of the sister groups in terms of the good honor student, and they still they're still turning in good papers. But it's just it wasn't their best either. I would say. I would say it was a curious choice. Not bad, not good, just curious for me, I guess, But
makes sense.
Exactly. No, for me, it was more like the song, it felt a bit passable, but it's not like something I would go out of the way for looking up. But MV-wise, it was enjoyable to see Tokyo, since I've been there a couple of times myself, and always seeing new things about the town itself. But I felt like the concept could have been made better, I think, if it was in Bangkok, because that's more. I think that would have been more interesting to see the ins and outs of Bangkok and itself, also what you can do as a tourist and food-wise and such. So it would have been more interesting to have the MV take place in Bangkok than in Tokyo, but that might be a personal opinion as well. But the MV was enjoyable. The MV was enjoyable though, but it's just like a missed opportunity to highlight Bangkok itself instead of Tokyo. But that's my personal opinion.
No, I agree.
Otherwise,
I
there's
think
still
right.
their version of Yeonju Nanano. If you want to go to the entire country.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah,
Which was
good
great.
point.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Good callback. Good callback. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, shit, you're right. You're right.
I also just
good
10
one.
seconds ago I realized it.
No, thanks, Colin. I mean, whatever. It's good. This is talk. You know, happy you did that because you're good at that. You always like, get these like good moments. You remember stuff. I would never be able to remember. So thank you.
Eureka moments come to everyone.
Yeah, like
that's good. It's just like that. Only because the way it was described, I'm like, wait, wasn't there something like appeal to not Bangkok in general, but Thailand in general, as in come to us, we had it before, and then what clicks? It happens.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's like boom, got it.
I didn't know when Yabuki Nako would graduate. I was like, maybe it happens.
No, it was
right on.
But yeah, it was like just a bit unfortunate. The MV was good, but it's a bit of a missed opportunity for me personally. But were there any other interesting MVs to talk about, or was it like you have the lion's share of it? I would say. But Colin?
You know, I mean, I was slightly wrong before. I said 2. Technically, BNK had like 3 songs that they released because, well, I say released. Just recently, their version of Iwaka Maybe got released, and it's like the 2nd generation because now all of Gen 1 is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then before that, there was Jiwaru Days, which was, I want to say, a special. I want to say it was a special. I think I heard that somewhere, that before. And it's basically like a send-off for the Gen 1 girls. Who all of them are now graduated because of the contract.
The contract,
We've talked about it in the past. No time to go it over again. There are only 3 girls that are still left. Cheprong, who is now the general manager. That has been a thing since December, which is really cool for her. I'm awesome. Miori, of course, who is originally from Japan, who's still there. Lovely girl. And Sechan is the only one who still in the group. Unless something happened in the past maybe week or more, and I totally missed out of. I apologize. I'm pretty sure they're still in there. So there were 2 others, but frankly, there wasn't a whole lot. If unfortunately, whatever the way you want to see it, if Mata had been around, like maybe she would have had an opinion about that. I was like, I found the other 2 pleasant, but not quite. At the very least, I thought the BNK's rendition of Jiwaru Days was preferable over the first. But that's a preference, preferable preference, and it did remind me that as much as I found Jiwaru Days to be kind of forgettable, the music in it is pretty darn good. I'll say that. The way it starts, it has just good music, like really energized, really, and it's just energized. Really, it picks you up. Even though the song itself, the lyrics, I should say, were a little, but they can't all be winners. I'm fine with that. I like it at least. But the other ones, this is as what we said. If people have MVs that we missed, because I know Miru has been doing things for herself. I know NGT and STU have been releasing stuff. But like we said, we didn't feel like doing them all. We missed a lot of them. There was a huge gap between this episode and the previous one. That's our bad, but we want to. Sometimes you have not really much to say about any of them. And that just kind of happens.
This is a good first step back.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, whatever. Like, we're not obligated to cover these.
We're never obligated to anything.
We just do what we want. Yeah. And honestly, the list you prepared is pretty freaking good. Like, I think it covered all the basics. And honestly, I'm happy we can keep it at this level, just again because of my busy schedule, but also just more for me personally. It was nice to at least see, like, for example, JKT like knocking it out of the park. I wouldn't have expected that. I mean,
at least one good winner.
Right. We got one.
Totally.
I mean, that's better than nothing. I mean, if we really want to talk about all the issues with, AKB that we could bring up that still plagues them, we'd be going back into familiar territory we've already talked about many times before. But I would say, if anything, the star power is hurting them what's left, because as you know, we had a very big announcement. Maybe we should talk about that, huh? Somebody left.
You're right. There's something little happened.
Thanks.
And the end of a great segue. We still got it. We still got it. Yes, the great segues that we always have. This was a good segue.
That's a Robin. That's a Robin thing.
Oh, definitely.
Anyways, go ahead.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a callback. But yes, in the weekend of 18-19 November, I personally was busy playing Pokemon because I've been looking forward to that. But then this member called Okada Nana, something unfortunately happened. I don't want to get too much into the details. During December, during the Christmas New Year period, I was on a podcast for AKB48 NoAKBNoLife, and I talked a little bit about it there. I was invited by Ruka, which was a great live stream. Well, no, not live stream, it was recording. I almost forgot. And it was really awesome. And I kind of talked about it a little bit there, but Okada Nana, because she got caught, Bunchun, classic, good old Bunchun. Still being absolutely fantastic in a way that we actually want to get rid of them.
Exactly.
Send them to Mars. Or something like that. Or
the
what's
Shadow
the
Realm.
furthest planet? Pluto. Anyway, and because of that, as unfortunate as it is, she announced graduation. I want to say just a few days after.
Yeah.
Because, well, on one hand, it's someone who years ago, I feel it's fair to bring it up, though it was years ago, did say that having a relationship with AKB was no good. She who was the member that announced marriage? Sato.
Chitorika. Riripon.
Exactly.
Yeah, really pun.
Yeah. And same girl who now seemingly was caught with a guy. That surprised me more that it was a guy, but I digress. Nothing against it, but it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't see that coming. And Nana being serious, in part, I say, no offense, but she was like, okay, I need to graduate, which is not the way that I would have seen it, regardless of whatever. But it's like, well, this is not for someone of her stature. You want to do it with grace. You don't want to graduate because of scandal. And I'm using the term loosely. The way that I see it, nothing happened, but people reacted like everything happened.
Basically, yeah.
Even though again, I want to be fair. Yes, this is a girl who years ago said that this was a no-go, but people changed. It was like 5 years ago. I'm like, I don't care. Who cares? No one should care. Let her be happy. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And now she graduated. Well, I'm not sure if she has graduated. I'll be honest.
Not yet. I think. Not yet.
I think I saw her on Sayonara Mori-san. So. Fun show. Around December they had very fun episodes, but I saw her there, so I forgot. I'm sorry. I only know Muto Tomu, who definitely graduated, but that's another story.
That's another story.
To make a long story short, it's unfortunate that it happened the way that it happened. You certainly, someone of, like I said, her stature should have deserved a total perfect, as perfect as can be, send off with a graduation concert, an A-side single. Which I would have hoped would have been finally a good one for her. That's my opinion. And now we have this. It's very unfortunate. I think Mion also got into hot water trying to mend it, which, good attempt for her. I do think it was a good attempt for her. I didn't have much of an issue with it, but I do know that people do have an issue with the entire thing because various reasons. Sure, perfectly fine, but keep it light, people. Keep it normal. I'm not that offended by what happened, and I think Mion tried, but after that she was quiet, and I think Okada was quiet for a period of time. It was like, let's wait it out. But I'm pretty sure that she still continued most of her concerts. She announced concerts. I didn't watch them. Not that interested. Sorry. But they went through, and I heard positive things. So hey, there you go. But yeah, it's pretty shocking. Didn't see it happening. Again, I was playing Pokemon, so I was like, oh. What happened? And then next day, oh, what happened? And then the day after, what's happening? That's kind of normally, if I wasn't that busy, I'm just a Pokemon fan first. I would have paid more attention to it. But it's unfortunate. It happened. Nothing can be done about it. That's all there is. Maybe she'll get another single, maybe not, but
I don't think so,
doubtful.
to be quite honest. Not with the way everything went in Okada Nana's
case. No, it's
so...
true. Because no, you're right. I was wrong in saying that. It's unfortunate that she didn't get something she deserved. If you ask me, I would still say that she should have deserved something bigger. But it is what it is. Like I said. DX, do you have any thoughts in regards to that?
No, because when all the things, broke out, actually, I remember her exactly saying that you can't be in a relationship, so I was like, so you're going to have to own up to your own words now, so...
Yeah?
That's the most unfortunate part, and due to everything, it's so sudden, and there's literally no time to prepare.
Sudden. Way too sudden. Yeah.
There's literally no time to prepare like a decent graduation concert or even like a graduation single or something like that. So, all in all, it's basically a case of a perfect storm, and it's way too sudden, and it's so unfortunate because I really would have sent away really on a Takamine level, really big send off, but
a big send off.
Yeah, but it just didn't work out, and to be quite honest, she had to own up to her own words, what she already said, so it's basically a case of it can be up, so it's really unfortunate. That's the only thing I've got to say about it. Derek?
Yeah, I mean, again, working in the idol industry, my take might be slightly different. I feel that overall, one of the things, for better or for worse, in the idol industry here in Japan is there does seem to be an emphasis on love bands or the appearance of a love band. General rule here is do it, just don't get caught.
Yeah.
And most idols, I know so many idols personally that have boyfriends. I know one idol has 2 boyfriends and likes to joke about that. I mean, it's just, let's be real here. Like, a lot of these girls, they're human.
Exactly.
But the whole
I'm
point
half squid,
of that...
by the way. I'm half squid. I'm half squid. I'm half monster. I'm the only one who is not human. That's the joke.
I'm so sorry. I totally don't understand what you're saying.
I said I was half squid. You said everyone is human. I'm half squid. Did you see I have a tentacle? Oh, you don't...
I totally had no idea what you were trying to say. Sorry. All right, sorry, my brain.
Go ahead, humans,
anyways.
go ahead.
That's good.
Yeah. No, but I think the whole idea, the whole point of idol is to create this fantasy, and where the people that support idols are playing a certain role, and the idols are playing a certain role, and if you deviate from those roles, it can be very destructive to that relationship that you've created based on those roles. And the role of idols in many cases are these, kami beings that aren't, they don't spend their time with us mere mortals, if you want to put it in that sort of way. And so to have a relationship with us peons, it's like, why do that? But again, this is all part of the fantasy construct. If you follow into that, if you're totally into that, Chica World, it can vary, it can fluctuate. Depends on your fan base, depends on how much they need that. The Kira idols tend to uphold that a heck of a lot more than some of the groups I work with that are a little more rambunctious and crazy. But I think overall, it's just one of the main tenets of idol. And Okada Nana, for somebody who dived headfirst into the idol world, was so serious about everything, totally did what she did. It's exactly as you said. Well, you got to eat your words now. Yeah. But the reality is like, even while she was saying those things, it's possible she would have had a boyfriend at that time. We just didn't know. She was just good at hiding it.
Possible.
I think these girls, they're human. They have moments of weakness, and they slip. And there's Bunshin right there to catch it.
Exactly.
Hey, classic Bunshin.
Classic Bunshin. Oh god.
Classic. But you would think, though, I'm not even mad about her doing it, because duh. But it's like, what I'm mad about is that as smart as she has always been appearance of being smart, you would think this girl, after the 4,000 idols that Bunshin has caught, she would have been smart enough to avoid it. Like, she would have figured out some technique or way to make sure that would never happen. I don't think just her, all these girls. Like, it's just insane
how,
up,
like you said. It can happen.
But it's insane how it's the same type of slip up with these girls over and over again.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's the part that confounds my brain. And but at the same time, I feel like what DX said, like, perfect storm, no chance to really send this girl off properly, despite what happened. She really kept AKB going.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you can't just toss her aside because of that. You really can't. And it's sad to me that she's getting tossed. She wasn't no reared upon. No offense to reared upon. She was great, but Nana to AKB is so much of a bigger thing.
Yeah, she was the pillar, I would say.
This girl is everywhere, on the face of everything. When all the big names left AKB, who was left? Buchanan and Nana, and a few others.
Yeah.
And so it's just like you take down one of those big giants in the AKB world. It's hard to see AKB kind of surviving that past that. But let's not forget something here. Buchanan had a scandal too, and she's still stuck around. Most people forget about the whole weekend excursion Buchanan had with some boy and got caught. Did her Dogeza bow, and people were like, all right, anyways, she's still in. And she certainly suffered because of it. You remember that's the Sankyo.
Yeah, true.
Went way down.
She dropped, yeah.
But she's still in AKB. So I think Nana could have survived it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think there's more going on. If I can be honest, it's a perfect excuse to leave. Like, maybe she just, maybe there was... Some people want to make mistakes. They want to get caught. And I just, she's smart. I just think, like, maybe she just was like, I don't care anymore. Like maybe it's something broke in the AKB system that we're not aware of. Again, I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorists. I'm just basing this on stuff I see every day in the idol world and the Chica world, which the Chica world is somewhat of an imitation of the major and vice versa of idol, the major world. But I think, it's very possible that something broke in her brain, or something was stagnant, or something wasn't working, and she just didn't give an F. She didn't give a flying F anymore. And, when you start feeling like that, you slip. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I'm just wondering what the real issue was. And also, why if she truly was like a purist, like, yeah, no boyfriend, I'm totally into this fantasy on this side, not going to do that. What made her change her mind? Because I don't think it was a boy. I think it was something happened to make her go to a boy. You know what I mean? Like, I just...
Possible.
I don't know her. Yeah, I don't know her. I don't know her. These are all just, again... Just some ideas based off my experiences with idols and what I know and what I've seen in my own two eyes in this industry on the Chica level. But I would feel something happened in the industry, or management, or group, or just within herself.
Who knows?
Personal that she just let AKB slide from the front of her mind, and for a moment. And that moment was all needed for Bunchen to be like, gotcha.
Yeah, basically.
Classic.
They're horrible. So I don't know.
Absolutely.
But I would say overall, it also doesn't really diminish my feelings on her. First of all, I'm not a Japanese idol woda, so I have a completely different feeling. I am an overseas fan. I don't think like Japanese people do in that regard. So in that sense, it's easy for me to forgive her. And don't get me wrong, I am a person who agrees with that rule in the context of the fantasy construct of idol. But I also know, like, idols don't follow it. They just, nobody catches them. And I also am a believer that if it's real love, go for it. Like, if you truly love somebody, your title in this world shouldn't matter, regardless of who you are, where you are, what you are, what race you are. But that being aside, like, I respect her. She kept AKB going through the pandemic. She has been a wonderful face for people to see, to know. I've met Okada Nana. She is everything you can imagine. I mean, the handshake, it was like a moment in time. It was like, I mean, she's wonderful. She's a wonderful human being. I don't think this diminishes that in my brain at all, and what she's done for AKB. Because when Kieran got caught, I didn't care. Like, again, I'm an overseas fan. I have a different take, but it didn't make me like dislike Buchanan. I mean, she was my first Kamiyoshi, before I got to know the amazing and wonderful and often dirty room Takamina or Tani Marika. Sorry, not Takamina. And once I saw Tani, I didn't care about anybody else. But Yukiden survived it, and she's a much bigger idol than Okada Nana ever was. Although maybe now that's not necessarily true. Okada Nana definitely had ascended to the best height, really big heights. But I'm talking back in the glory days of AKB when Yukiden had to claw her way through all the Sashis and the Yukos and the Maeda Atsukos. She was up there, and but Nana took over so many roles of so many idols that left. I gotta be honest, she did such a great job. I'm truly, truly sad to see her go for that reason. I think AKB needs a strong leader. I'm saying Mion isn't doing a good job of Silken Toko or whatever, but I'm saying like Nana was really the face. So sad to see that face go. The question is who's gonna replace her? You know what I mean?
I don't even know
who's gonna replace her.
I don't even know who is capable of that in current AKB, to be quite honest.
Who is?
I don't even know how long Honda will stay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Suki and Yuri are there, but maybe Eri more, maybe that Sato 1710 member. Who knows? I think finally Mion. Who knows? I don't know. But no. That's my bottom line. I don't know. There are a handful where you're like, well, maybe that kind of thought. I don't know. They need one. That's for sure.
There needs to be. Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy to replace, I would say. But on the top of my head, I wouldn't even know, because who knows how long Hichan is going to be staying. Indeed, so yeah.
True. I mean
Yui has been in the group for a long time.
Yeah.
Oguri, like at a certain point, she will leave too. I don't even know how old she is. Is she 20?
Think so.
I want
such an old age.
She's very old. She's been into the group for such a long time. By this point, she's 30.
Jesus.
Whereas 2001, so 22 years old. Well, hot damn. Her birthday was in December, so yeah, we're 22. No, 21. Sorry. Yeah, 21. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Maybe her. Well, she has been. Either way, a few girls are possible candidates, but even though I like someone like Mion, and I do like Yui, it's different from Okada in the same way she was different to the other Golden Age members, the X members. So the X members, X-Men. So who knows? Maybe someone will step up in a different way that would make them the definitive center face in an undisputed way, which you could say would be similar to Okada. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows?
It depends how long they stay. Who knows?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, but it also might be interesting to see if AKB continues to stay AKB, and if AKB solves one of their biggest problems, which is having some kind of a universal program that brings us all together and rooting for them, and then add to that maybe like bring back the Sankyo. We might not see somebody kind of really definitively take over a face role, because without getting to know the girls, it's hard to really support them.
Exactly.
And then Sankyo always organized our support in such a way that we were all there. We all rooted for it. It brought us all together.
Yeah, exactly.
Until AKB brings back those things, I'm not even sure if the face is needed, because you got to fix these other problems first before you start getting that. And then, of course, again, the other big problem, get songwriters to get us back in love with the music itself.
Yeah,
but that's a whole other thing. I'm saying it would be very interesting to see who would step up, but I think you need to have these other things to motivate somebody to step up or join, or somebody to get to know. Because think about why we like Okada Nana. It was because we saw her in AK Bingo as this like robot girl who was super serious, and they played so many jokes on her, and she was like unmovable. And then we got to know her from there and root for her and see her ascend, and it was all because we got to know her. And we don't have really that on a universal level. I'm sure AKB has programs and stuff, but I don't know what they are. and nothing is transcending like AK Bingo did. They need to have something like that again, and then that would prop up a whole crop of new girls. So they're not just an endless face of 20 girls dancing. I have no idea who they are because I'm, unless I go to their handshake events and get to know them on that level, which I guess works if you're in Japan and you can go. But guess what? A lot of us aren't. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's right.
I mean, there's a new single coming out very soon. It was kind of the installation of to do another recording, even though it hasn't been released yet. It's coming out soon. We'll see how that one goes. There is actually something I saw. Perhaps the XR2 out of 48. Something that I can only describe as everybody disliked that. I don't quite know what's going on with it because I saw it and I was like, that sounds like a bad idea. And when I saw the comments on Twitter, everyone basically had the same thought. That sounds like a bad idea. I don't quite know what they're going to do because I kind of wanted to avoid it because, well, AKB has done a lot of things where they announce something and they don't do it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping for that. Maybe I can quickly find something, but who knows? This out of 48 is as described by 48 Request Hour on Twitter, a new audition program for the formation of a new girl group where current AKB members can participate in and begin April. It will be created with a different girly pops X dance concept to make most of the strengths of the group going forward. And I'm pretty sure that I can't quite find it now, but you're basically out of 48. It's kind of in the title.
What?
Here. Will you be tuning in? Well, okay, it's kind of split on Twitter. 47.3% said yes, and hell no was the other example with almost 53. So it's kind of I don't know. I have no clue what this is going to be.
Same. It was more like, what are they doing? Because why would you need to do something like this when AKB48 group itself is a shambles? I was like,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
I get the impression that it's basically a new group, but instead of canon members, it is permanently going into something else. I don't quite know. Again, it's one of those things where I kind of hope it's not a thing, because it sounded not great, but it's certainly different, and it did get people talking, so yay? Question mark? I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a reason for another one of these get-togethers with us. We'll have to maybe discuss it.
Probably a lot of complaining, but that can be fun too.
All right.
Well, true.
Who knows? Or it could be great. Who knows? I don't know. It could be very fun. We'll see.
Right on.
All
right.
So,
sounds good, guys.
So we're going to make the same mistake management does with this particular member, but there was another graduation concert a couple of days ago. Always gets the short end of the stick.
Oh yeah. Now so we're talking about, in my opinion, the great Muto Tomu. I have always liked this girl. She is 12 Gen. I do love the 12 Gen. Because it had a lot of members that I like. Of course, Sasuke Yukari is my Oshi. So, of course, to extension, Muto Tomu catches my eye too. And I've always liked her. She has an incredible set of achievements that I don't think anyone in AKB has. She finished a master's degree on a university. Forgot which university, but who cares? She is a meteorologist. I'm pretty sure she has a financial something certification too. I can't remember exactly what that is. I do remember
financial advisement, I think.
Probably. I do remember the meteorologist one because I follow Tomu on Twitter. I get her notifications, and I know what the weather is like every day in Japan. Why would I care?
Awesome.
She does that every time. But she does that great.
Nice.
That's like a job she had. Job that she had for a long time. There's always a video. There's always a photo. She does that well. I should also point out it's very tough to get in it or pass it. I remember something about 5% success rate. So the fact that she did, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, she did the exams like 3 or 4 times, I think, actually. Yeah, so.
That is true. Amazing. That should be mentioned. But when the success rate is like roughly 5%, okay. And also, who cares? She passed it anyway. It's something else than a car exam where if someone tells me they took the exam like 5 times, I'm like, I'm not going to drive for you. But maybe that's another story.
Right.
So in October, she announced graduation during request hour, coupling request hour.
Coupling.
Fun idea, terrible execution. Well, it was via VR. It was an awful decision to do. Again, good idea, bad execution. And when she was doing Show Fight, which ranked very high, I forgot how high, but it ranked very high. She finally announced graduation in October. Very sad. Like I said, I really liked her. And then here's the kicker. She gets a concert. You know, someone like her. She has been Kami 7. Maybe I should say that. She's Kami 7. She's Kami 7, by the way. I'm not sure if I said that. But she gets a concert. Great. You want to watch the concert? That sucks for you because there's no viewable video of it. It's not on ASO as of now. Maybe last 5 minutes ago they released it.
I haven't seen anything, so no.
To make it even worse, they said in advance that this would not be the case, that they would not live stream it. That was for certain, and it still has not been released VOD wherever. There have been snippets, on the news. People collected snippets. Behind the scenes, I think I saw something on AKB that released on YouTube that they did, but nothing concert. And she was great. I've seen like photos. I think the most famous Muto Tomu, who I know by as Aya Electro, but I'm pretty sure that's not her handle on Twitter. She was there, I'm pretty sure. I think she had a great time, of course, because Tomu is her Oshi. And that's what I had to go by to know what actually happened. And it's just infuriating. Everyone, the fact that she got a concert, that's one thing. Great. But then again, no view of it. I can't find it. There is none. It's infuriating. You would think I would be used by this by now because exactly. it happened before. She always got the short end.
It always happened. That's especially her career. She always got the.
Why though? Why do you think it happened, Caller? Because it seems like she should get one.
It's a theory, but I do adhere to the theory that management just doesn't like her, or they don't get her, or they don't know what to do with her. That's who knows? I don't know, but it's been there have been enough examples where I'm like, you know what? 55% I'm willing to bet on it. That's how likely it is. Not even more.
Definitely.
But it sucks. At the very least, she had a theater performance, which was great. Loved her dress, perfect for her. It was mature, feminine, sophisticated. Loved the design. It was great. 12 Gen appeared. Hiratarina and Tano Yuka also appeared, which is ex-members on top of Morimiyu and of course Asayuki, of course. And that was absolutely fantastic. It was just last week or a week and a half ago. I even got a little bit emotional just seeing 12 Gen perform again because again, love them. This is great. So at the very least, theater performance, that's available, but concert?
Nope.
Nope. And who knows if there ever will be. There is footage, like I said, there are snippets. There were cameras, but who knows if there's an entire thing. And it's infuriating. I'm still kind of mad about it.
Knowing Tomu's luck, there's not going to be because, like we said earlier,
I totally understand. No?
They could have put it on ASO. That's it sucks. But you know what? She was too good for them anyways, I think. But it's unfortunate, but I know she will be doing great. I look forward to more weather updates in Japan every morning for them, which is evening for me. Usually when I watch a movie, I tend to watch a movie late at night before I go to bed, roughly around 11, which by that point, Tomu is like, this is the weather for today. And I go to bed in 2 hours. But that's funny. I laugh at that.
Well, but you get to see the beautiful Tomu before you go to bed. That's kind of cool.
That is true.
That's great. Can't beat that.
No, that cannot be beat because she's great. Even though I will am able to admit that she's an unconventional beauty, but I like her. Mm-hmm. I find her pretty. She's definitely unique.
Yeah, she is.
I can see someone be like, maybe not my type, and I can see that. Sometimes I don't. I'm like, what, really? But people have different opinions, different preferences. There are some girls within AKB that I never quite found to be that attractive, like some other people do. So, fair game. But I think she's fantastic. I wish her all the best. I'll certainly follow her with whatever she does, even if it's something I don't have much use for as of now.
Well, I'll tell you what. Tani Marika is an unconventional beauty.
Well, yeah, true.
There you go.
So we all like what we like, Colin. And you know what? I personally have never once considered Muto Tomu anything I would be looking at as I would consider attractive to me. But
I can't even see that. So.
But I can see how a lot of people think that about Muto, but I haven't seen her in a long time, so I don't know. She might have grown up and she might look way better now. I don't know, but the point is like we all like what we like. A lot of people see Tani and they're like, really, Derek, really? But I don't know. I met her; she was gorgeous in person. But yeah, I'm weird. So there you go.
Same what you said earlier about Nakanishi Chiori.
Yeah, exactly.
I would even say that she is one of the prettiest members in the group.
Unbelievable.
I genuinely mean that.
Unbelievable. No, but in this case, though, Colin, you're actually, I don't think people would dispute that if they actually saw her. Like, she really it's so weird to see her on AK Bingo, and then when I got to meet her, I'm like, that's Chiori?
Is that the same? Yeah, is that the same? What?
She certainly has, in the past 2 years, she has been definitely making an effort to be. And, some girls are late bloomers.
Yeah,
it takes a while. I think if you were to ask me right now to name, like, top 5 prettiest members, Chiori would be in there. I even, as much as I like someone like Mion, I find Chiori prettier than Mion. But, that's a preference.
You know who else is in that category? Is Oya Shizuka.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I met her. I was like, get out of here. She is
whoa. Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Maybe kind of like the way that I think that other people see Chiori and Oya, where it's like they like them, but maybe not for visual reasons, and that is fine. But I find them, both of them, also Oya is fantastic, very, very attractive. But it's one of those things. I can see others being like, not really.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
DX, what about you? Is there any sort of girls that kind of fit what me and Colin are trying to say, like girls you thought, or maybe in the AKB world or whatever?
Actually, there was one. Actually, she was a former member of HKT48. She was called Uemoto Izumi. One of the, like Okada Nana, she was a serious person. Her nickname was Chizu. I really liked her, and I actually was considering her as my main Oshi after Takamina graduated. The unfortunate part was...
Oh, really?
Oh, there you go.
The unfortunate part was she graduated earlier than Takamina, so I got...
Nice, I see.
That was a bit unfortunate, but I really liked Uemoto Izumi back then, Chizu. And right now she's still...
Interesting.
And when I was attending the theater show of HKT48, she was there, and she was gorgeous, but she was such an underrated idol in HKT48 if you compare to Sakura back then and such. But I really liked her, and I'm still following her on Twitter to this day, I think. And it's...
See, there you go.
But she was my main consideration for Kamioshi after Takamina left.
High praise.
High praise indeed. I like that we have these sort of interesting likes when it comes to the girls, but I also think this is part of the fun of AKB and all these groups. It's there's so many that we can kind of fall into and enjoy in that sense, and that's man, I miss having that. I miss having that on a regular basis where again, to me it was like watching AK Bingo and seeing who they'd have as a guest or some new girl, and you never knew who was gonna shine. And when they did shine, she already had her run there for a while, didn't she? Colin? Where they had her. She was crushing it, and go ahead.
She still does. I still watch Sayonara Mori-san, which is basically, other than the Mosu, the only show that AKB is doing. She tends to be the only member that's really funny, with the possible exception of Shimaguchi Hinana being the only other one who tries to be actually funny, and she does that quite well. But Chiori, as she put it herself, just comes to mind. She is the go-to variety member.
Oh yeah,
and there's no one really quite do it. And she always makes. She did. What was it? I don't remember the episode, but it's one of those last 3 months or something. She did impressions of the members I think she did Mion, and she showed a lot of teeth, and it was one of those visuals where it's like, that's a little bit scary. Even Mion was like, that's not how much teeth I show. It was very funny. Just another example.
Another example.
Very funny.
That's good.
Rubber face, kind of like Jim Carrey. Very expressive, very funny.
So funny.
She doesn't fail to make me laugh.
No,
do you remember? Do you remember the YouTube videos that came out a long time ago? Somebody made them on YouTube. The AKB on crack.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the first one how they had Chiori's face and it was like they were showing her like crazy Hengal face?
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
So,
like that was a long time ago. Yeah, that was
so funny.
No, the one thing,
doing that for a while.
No, the one thing that still stands me from Chiori is she did an impression of Cheetah Sensei in Produce 48. You remember how strict the Korean dance teachers are, and she actually does an impression of Cheetah Sensei. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of Korean girl. Whoa, what the heck?
I don't remember the face, but I remember the situation. Because it's funny, but I forgot the face. No, it's agree. I do agree with what I remember. Yes, I agree.
No, but
awesome.
That's what still stands me by from Chiori.
She's still in the group. Yay! Her being the next ace. Done. We're found the one. She's both funny, very good, very funny. Singer, I don't know, but we have found the new ace. There you go. Bye, Nana. We're good. We're doing good. Bye. Why not?
Very cool.
Who knows? I mean, if Chibari gets chosen for center, then who knows what will happen?
Oh man.
Hey, I would support a AKB centered group with Chiori as a center. I'd support a Chiori centered AKB group.
Yeah, I'm done.
It'd be fun. Yeah, it'd probably enter this whole new variety. That would actually might inspire their managers to get like a variety show, because your center is this variety queen. You could center the whole show, like have her kind of really play off the whoever your hosts are. Heck, you can have her be the host. It'd be really funny.
That would be
fun. There you go.
That would work,
AKB managers, if you're listening, Colin just gave you guys a wonderful idea by supporting up Chiori. So there you go.
It's a great free idea, guys. I do want a 30% stake, but it's a great free idea. Why not? Do it. Why not? It's a great idea. You have
5% here. 5% here.
What is it? The handshake events are open. People are coming. It gets you a lot of the money. It's why you base a lot of your ideas on that. Why not? Do it. There's a cooking senbatsu that they did also via Morrison. I'm like, fun idea. Didn't care a huge deal about it, but I thought the idea was fun, and it's fun that it's someone else. I think Seichan won. Why not? Why not do those little things if you're gonna do the B-sides be AKB focused more so than before? Why not have something fun like that? Why? They can do it.
Nice.
Food for thought. Anything else? Something. Well, an interesting thing. Team 8 will disband.
Oh wow!
It's goodbye Team 8. Yeah, in October. Oh yeah, they had that concert, and they announced that at the end. I want to say somewhere around April they will have their last performance before Team 8 is gone. I'm pretty sure they will stick the members who are within, AKB4.
Oh, the canon positions. Okay.
Canon, but with Team 8 gone, it's
going to be permanent, basically.
Not canon anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be permanent then.
But I think that might be a reason. Some time ago, their contract with what was it, Toyota? Consequence.
Yeah.
Because of that, this is a consequence. That was the word I was looking for. A consequence that now, Team 8 doesn't have their shtick anymore, so to say. Team 8, great team. Love Team 8. Lots of great members. But maybe because of that, they're like, okay, then we suspend Team 8 and then put them in the rest of the teams, and then there we go from there. I don't know. It's unfortunate. There still will be a big concert. I think Okabe Rin, who I also love, did the poster for it because she's a good drawer. I saw the poster. It looked really cool. It's like a globe thing with the Team 8 mascot and I'm gonna check that really quick because it was a really cool image. There it is. It's with a car. It's really cool. I think that's Tokyo on the side, with lots of place marks. It's really cool. I'll quickly share it with you two. Either way, it's a very cool logo for the thing. It's unfortunate that this is happening, but it's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
At least the members that are great are still within the group. There's nothing to be done about that. It's unfortunate, but what can you do? I hope the concert will be awesome, and every one of the Team 8 members, the old Team 8 members, they will come back, maybe do a performance. Think of that, Nyonjun Nanano. Oh my God, all the
that's a staple,
all the
man.
ex-members
That's
from
a staple,
how many?
Yeah.
God, that will be something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that will be that will be something. It will be cool, but we'll know. Maybe video probably. We shall see. I do look forward to it. I think it will be a very fun concert, but it's still unfortunate that there won't be a Team 8 anymore. Maybe it will come back as like Team 4 or Team B, whatever. Maybe not. Who knows?
Not sure what to expect, so yeah.
No idea. I can't really remember if I heard anything in particular other than that they're having a concert. Maybe theater. Maybe theater. I don't remember. I don't know. That's all I have to say about that in particular. What is this? That is something totally weird.
Not
no.
unrelated. Before the recording, Derek, you mentioned something about AKB. So what happened with that?
Oh yeah.
So basically, here's the thing I'm thinking about. Like, there, I guess, is this Idol documentary, another classic from the BBC, which tends to get so many things wrong, and this is definitely probably going to be one of them. I still can't get the horrible memory of Tokyo Idol's documentary out of my mind that came out a few years ago.
Same here.
Sponsored by the BBC.
Oh boy.
But this one. Sorry.
Oh, next. Thank you, Brenton. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, Brenton, for messing that one up. But they maybe seemingly have done it again, where they're doing a documentary on Johnny Kitagawa. For those of you that don't know who that is, this is the guy who created the Johnnies, all the male idols in Japan. A notorious, crazy dude who definitely took advantage of these boys and did all kinds of things. But it was sort of like an open secret. I'm not saying it was good or anything like that. How do I put it? I'm not saying I condone it or anything like that. The point is, he's dead. Like, he died a couple years ago, whatever. He was still adhered to and praised by so many people here. Even today, many people still consider him massively important to Japan, despite some of the horrible things he did. But the point is this documentary goes into all this detail about it. And, in the spirit of cancel culture and all that, I guess, finally reaching Japan's shores. I'm not saying what he did was right or wrong. It certainly wasn't right, but on some level, it's like, the guy's dead. What else can what can you do? Like, he's dead. He can't answer for his crimes. He's dead. So leave the guy alone. And I'm not saying, again, he deserves to have his memory not this perfect memory people have not ruined. But it's like everybody already knows that. And I'm not saying it was accepted. I'm not saying, well, because it was back then, it was a different time, it was okay. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, like, people here just don't care. They don't care. And for better or for worse. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is because I was having a discussion with somebody here who's Japanese, lived here her whole life, and she's the one that brought up this documentary to me. She then brought up to me, she's like, AKB has the same thing going on with the girls in AKB. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's like common knowledge amongst Japanese people. So I, number one, want to ask anybody who might be watching this, does anybody know anything about this? Is there any validity to this? I was completely sidewinded by this, because to my knowledge, I've never heard of anything, nothing from AKB. But number two, I was going to ask you guys if you guys do, because AKB, the only thing maybe you can call questionable is he married the girl from Anya Uncle Club.
Yeah, that's about anything I can come up with, because I haven't heard anything.
whatever, it was true love. Like I said, it's true love. All bets are off. He's still with her, if I'm not mistaken.
He's still with her, yeah. He's still with her.
So good for him. He got to marry an idol. He's a lucky dude. But I mean, we can only be so lucky. But at the same time, I don't think he's ever there was the girl this person talking to me proceeded to tell me that it had something to do with first of all, Sashi. He said that he dated her, he dated Sakura-tan, he dated Maeda Atsuko. But I don't know if she was joking with me, but I was like, I don't think he dated her. I think he obviously tried to support them and maybe he gave them a lot of attention. But with Sashi's case, you remember Sashi's photo book or some of the photos she did that shot with her on the chair with her butt, and then AKB did one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I think they had that kind of funny relationship. Exactly. I don't think it was a serious thing. And with Sakura-tan, he was just trying to train her to do well. I don't think he ever took advantage of her.
Oh, exactly.
And also, again, maybe the girls will never say because they were under strict NDA contracts, but I don't know. AKB, maybe other managers, certainly I could see it happening. There were definitely some bad apples in AKB's management.
Yeah, definitely.
but I don't know if anybody's heard anything, tell me, because my whole fear is that this documentary it's going to make its way here soon. I don't know if it's going to be subtitled. If it is, I'm going to watch it anyways just to see how bad it is or good. I don't know. Maybe it actually is really well done. I don't know. But I'm afraid it's going to have this really negative influence on my business. And it's just going to make Westerners hate idols even more than they already do because of stupid YouTubers going here and making horribly misleading videos about the idol industry. There's just too many idiots that come here and do that. And so this is one more thing. I'm oh, great. Now people are going to think I'm in this business with a bunch of pervs. And it's not like that to my knowledge at all. I've never seen it. Not even a little. But this is huh? It's I'm not going to defame AKB's name. So I'm just saying it for the record. So just so everybody understands, I'm not saying he did it at all. Because as far as I know, guy did it right. He did it right. I don't know. I don't know him personally. I wasn't there for AKB. I'm not in their staff. So I don't have any insider knowledge at all. But I am saying have never heard anything personally. I don't think any of the Western fans have ever said anything.
No, I don't think so, to be quite honest. No.
According to the Japanese girl, it's common knowledge here, but I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. So I'm saying that for legal reasons here, so we don't get busted. We're not saying anything that AKB did or didn't do. We're just saying we heard something. I heard something from somebody here in Japan that suggested this, and I don't think there's any truth to it. But if anybody has any comments they'd like to share or anything they know, please, by all means. Because when I asked this girl, well, prove it, she couldn't. She was like, well, I don't know. We just heard it. It's common knowledge. No, I think you're just making shit up. So,
Who knows? I mean, that would be a thing. That would be a thing.
That would be a thing.
Yeah,
that would be a big thing.
No.
Hope not.
But I don't think it has, so I don't know. So all love and praise AKB at this point in my life because the guy created a whole industry for me to be part of. And, if it wasn't for his genius concept of having AKB members as idols being able to meet normal peons like us, I don't think I'd have a job right now in this world. So, I owe the guy.
There you go.
I think we all do.
He's on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that was
the only thing that I know.
Yeah, same. He's on Instagram. But for the rest,
he's on Instagram. Yeah. That's his only crime.
If that's the only crime, well, then he's got lucky.
Yeah, exactly. So no. But other than that, I have so many question marks right now. It's what? No, nah.
Yeah, I don't. I worked with Mary Bad-End, and Mary Bad-End's producer was AKB staff. He writes for AKB. He writes their songs, and he has shown me so many pictures of him and AKB and all the girls on his phone, and he never once had anything bad to say about the guy, never once. And I think he would have told me because we had a pretty open friendship where we could talk about scandals and things like that in our world, and we did, but never once did he ever say a single bad thing about that guy. Now, again, just because he values his job and he doesn't want me to say anything to get him in trouble, but I don't think that was the case. He always spoke very reverently of the man. Everybody I've ever known that has sort of kind of been in the AKB universe that I've come across, they've never once even remotely suggested anything like that. So I don't know. It was an interesting thing that I heard from this person. It was oh yeah, it's common knowledge. I think, think you're smoking something because I don't think so. So,
or drinking something.
anyways.
Yeah. So,
Or drinking something. And it
Who
ain't
knows?
Kool-Aid. So,
Yeah, let's keep that one. That's just rumor talk and nothing going on.
just
basically.
rumor talk
Yeah.
and not trying to spread anything disparaging.
Yeah, exactly.
Love the guy.
Exactly.
So, all love to you, AKB.
Like his picture on
Okay.
Instagram, people.
Yeah, point taken.
Yeah, there you go. Made the guy have a chance at competing with all the idols he's given careers to and their Instagram
knows?
pages, which are wild.
That would be something.
yeah.
Imagine if he gets like more followers than any of the idols.
Oh, God.
48, maybe 46. That would be funny. That would be
Yeah,
funny.
that would be really
something.
funny.
I don't know what he would do to get that many followers. But who knows? Maybe he's very funny. Well, maybe. Who knows?
No.
Maybe he has a sense of humor we have not seen from him. He's mostly a kind of nice guy, but not consistently humorous like Ichiori, like we talked about. But who knows?
Yeah.
Hope it's not true.
Exactly.
And if it is, well,
I don't think there's any truth to it at all. It's just an interesting thing I heard from somebody here, but I don't know. I don't want to spread anything or cause it. I'm just curious if anybody out there knows anything with verifiable facts, mind you. Not rumors. We don't want to.
We don't need feelings.
I want to deal on the rumor mills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
got enough of those kind of people on the
Yeah, we
internet.
have to check.
Not enough of that for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. So
Colin.
So is
I
there?
think this. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Colin. Yeah, you want to say
No,
something?
I think I was about to say what you were about to say. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else.
No,
I think this is a
exactly.
good place to.
Yep.
You know,
Is there anything else that
end
is
on.
interesting for us?
I think we've got the most of it.
I'm
would say.
good.
Yeah, I think we got the most of it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. Then we can go to recommendations and then.
I've only got
the
one.
show.
Yeah, for recommendations, I've only got one. In about a week from now is the first premiere of the new AKB song on Countdown TV. I have no clue what time, but it's on the 20th in any case. That's my only
Watch and
recommendation.
enjoy.
Gonna be interesting. Ooh.
Colin?
It's gonna be interesting. Sorry, my
Yeah.
screen did something weird
Oh, okay.
when I was talking.
No, but that's
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I hope it's finally a song that has a hook and that makes me put it on my playlist because that's been a while
Yeah, exactly.
with AKB.
Anything
So
else?
I hope that's something I get out of.
Anything else? Or Colin?
Well, recommendation wise, not in particular. I only want to say two more things. One is I want to reiterate the disclaimer. Feel free to talk about whatever happened since the last episode. We didn't cover everything. We said why, but if there's anything we missed and that people want to talk about, please feel free to do. And again, don't feel upset if we didn't talk about something. It's almost 2 hours. We did quite a lot of topics. We didn't want to do everything. We didn't want to do 5 hours. So don't be upset about that. We talked about what we were interested in, like we always have. Please keep that in mind. The other thing is something is very unfortunate, but something I still want to acknowledge. Unfortunately, on March the 1st, the beloved Chairprong lost her brother in a fall. He died. It's very unfortunate. I don't quite know the details because I couldn't quite find that myself. I only know that her younger brother, who was captain of a bowling team, something like, he was into sports, was doing very well for himself, I've heard. And as an older sibling myself, my heart bleeds for her. To lose your younger sibling is losing a sibling, if you have one, is inevitable for one of the two, if there are two, just like losing your parents. But at this age, I think he was 19 years old. 19 years old. Wow. That's about a little younger than my own sister. So my heart bleeds for her. This is awful news. But I still wanted to acknowledge that it's just absolutely awful, and my heart is with her. And I hope that, how weird it might be, that she can go on with her life, as awful as it is to lose someone you, as an older sibling myself, who's very close with my sister. I hope you can go on with your life in the way that they intended, because it's just unfortunate, man. It's just so unfortunate. This is not the way it should happen.
No, not at all.
No, exactly.
Sorry to do a downer, but I couldn't do it in good conscience to not say it, because on one hand, I also absolutely love Chaprang. I think she's absolutely fantastic. So to hear that, it makes my heart bleed.
Gotcha.
Well,
Derek?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
should have gone last. I should have gone last. Actually.
That's a no. I mean, I would no. I mean, you make
it sucks. It sucks.
Yes, it truly. Yeah, it truly sucks. Yeah, losing people is not easy. Hearing about other people losing people is not easy. But as you said, when it hits home because you're a sibling, that's you almost you identify more. And also too, even if we didn't like her, it's still painful to hear that about anybody, I think. But it hurts even more when it's this girl we've been rooting for and supporting, and has done such a great job of keeping us interested in her part of the world, and and just being a good idol, just overall. And I hope she can recover. I hope her family will be able to endure this horrible tragedy, as if that's even possible. And I hope they'll cherish Chiprong even more. Not that they need that as a reason to do so, but I'm saying, like, life is short, man, and that's a good example of it. And she's rough for the parents. I hope her parents are okay. Hope she'll be all right. People that knew him. Yeah, hearts go out to them. Hearts go out to all the Thai fans that are supporting Chiprong right now. They're probably hurting too. We're all in it together. So let's not forget that. On my end, just to wrap it up, then I guess in a different way. I think for me, obviously, I want you guys to pay attention to JKT singles. They were really knocked out of the park. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to them, please do. Actually, listen to all the stuff we talked about today, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Very, very important to us to have feedback from you. I know we haven't been doing this in a while, but we always love reading your comments. Always love communicating with you. Colin's pretty good about that. I'll try to be good about it too this time, especially since it's like, all just the three of us doing it. It's a little more easier to get, I think, addressing the comments a little more, because I think they'll be more directed towards the three of us instead of having a lot of people here. Nothing against our past, Maria and Matt. I miss them both, but I'm just saying, it's it's just easier to get in the comments more if I know they're more directed towards things I'm personally saying, or Colin's personally, or whatever. Anyways, as far as my recommendations, of course, it's on the Chica side. Well, again, if you are coming to Japan this year and you need a reason to come or a dates to come, I am doing a birthday live for myself. That might seem selfish. I promise you it's not. I'm just using whatever name I have in this world to bring overseas fans to pay attention to groups that don't necessarily get the attention. Every time I do a birthday live, this will be my third time, but the other two times I always try to include groups that maybe don't have a lot of exposure, or maybe you got the overseas fans wouldn't know, because there's a lot of overseas fans tend to just like the big names in the Chica world. And I'm in the basement of Chica mostly, and I like being there. It's fun. But my birthday show is August 11th at Shinjuku Loft. That's a 500 capacity venue. It's a very famous venue for rock, for everything, idols, everything, mostly idols these days. August 11th, it's gonna be 40 something groups, 2 stages. It's gonna be great. Please come if you're here. Make it a point to come. Also, the next day, August 12th, I'm doing an off-kai event, which means you can hang out with idols. It'll definitely be with Miho, maybe with Hana. These are the 2 idols I produce. I might have some more. We'll see. And then August 13th is another show. It's an all-day show. It's Sugamo Lion, or Sugamo Shishio, and it's going to involve artists, which when I say artists, I mean like band people.
Okay.
It's the bands, idols, comedians. It's going to be an all-day event. Miho's actually producing it herself. I'm just helping her and paying for it.
Oh, nice.
So everything's going to be live streamed, but it'd be better if you're here. So if you need an excuse to come, yes, August is miserable here with the weather, but just don't let that be your reason to not come. Like, come. I'm going to give you 3 days of nothing but idol fun. Plus, if you make it a point to come talk to me and get to know me, I could give you even more insight and help to getting to know the idols you might want to meet. I am in this business, so I'm happy to set up things, make arrangements so you guys can actually meet these idols. And if you have a gift for them, but you don't know how to give that to them, I could set up where I could have that happen in a very safe, professional way for everybody. I'm just saying, the point is, like, if you come to a live show, I can help you talk to the idols too if you don't know Japanese. So I mean, I'm definitely willing to help you as an overseas fan. Please think about that. Also, Hana, my one idol, will be coming out with her new CD. We don't have a date yet, but her birthday live is May 14th at Shinjuku Fate. Miho will also be there. That might be the day we're going to release the CD, so please keep an eye out for that. And then also, I'm doing a studio live stream next week. You can check my site, Idol Underworld. Tickets are for that. It's a live stream. Basically, I'm filming it. It's in a music studio. It's Miho, Rainbow, Mimi Yoon, and Zunda. They're all solo idols. It's a very private, like personal type of shot where I'm like really in their face with the camera. Very different than normal lives. It's only for overseas fans or whatever. So please get your live stream ticket to watch that. And then I'd be remiss without saying this. April 1st at Space Cube. This will also be live streamed. It's Derek's haircutting event. Now the reason why we're having that, in January, Miho did a 6-day Checky challenge, in which the goal was to sell 432 Checky. That was her last total amount she sold to overseas fans. That is a lot of Checky. That might even be in the record books for most Checky sold by a solo idol. Miho reached 435 Checky sold in 6 days, which is phenomenal. Unbelievable accomplishment by anybody I've ever worked with. It's definitely the most impressive thing I've ever seen in this business. And one of the things I said to the overseas fans that if Miho actually reaches that goal, I will allow Miho to cut my hair. I'll let anybody that comes to the show to cut my hair, and any idols there and their producers to cut my hair. God. Well, guess what? Eating my words.
Yep.
So it's Space Cube. It'll be a live event as well. There will be idols performing, but all the idols, their staff, any fans that come, including overseas fans, you are welcome to take a snip at my hair and cut it off, because my hair is really long right now. So there will also be a professional hairstylist there to salvage whatever mess my hair is afterwards. But it's gonna be a blast. Of course, it's Miho's idea because she's crazy and funny like that. But like, yeah, please come to that. Or if you can't come, watch the live stream. I guarantee you it will be insane. You can buy tickets for that at Idol Underworld. Visit my site. I'm working with over 89 groups at the moment. There's lots of good stuff for you guys to check out there. But yeah, those are all my recommendations. I know that was a lot. I'm sorry. It usually is when I talk. But thank you guys also for watching. And also thank you, Colin and DX. It was such a pleasant and wonderful thing to get an invite to do this and come back after so long. And I hope we can do it again. And thank you guys. Both of you guys are always so wonderful to talk to. I have so much fun. We always have a good time bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you. It just felt good. It felt very nostalgic.
Yeah, we still got it, man. We still got it.
We're older, but we still got it.
Yes.
It's been doing a long time, but we're not like idols here today, gone today. We still got it. So
we're only gone for like 8 months.
8 months. That's it.
Yes.
And we make a return. So. we're what's that member? Joe Erico. We're the Joe Erico.
Oh, Joe Erico,
yeah. Exactly. Yep. That, like Joe. Yep. The one I was thinking already, like there's something familiar about that, but yep, it's Joe. Yep.
Joe Erico. We're the Joe Ericos of Idol World, so there you go.
And with that, we've come to the end of this recording, and I would say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. We did it. We returned. Whoop.
And grab.